Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name's Karl Smith from Hypnotic Masterminds, and I'm here today to teach you and talk to you about hypnosis inductions. Every day, every single day, I get an email or I get emails talking to me about hypnosis inductions. This didn't work, that didn't work. I don't know what happened. This happened and that happened. So I'm going to take you through it for the next 45 minutes. I'm going to take you through hypnosis inductions. For those who've never been to this channel before, take the opportunity to like and subscribe. I've managed to teach hypnosis around the globe. I've taught tens of thousands of people around the globe with hypnosis and hypnotherapy for many, many years, 16, 17 years. I don't know what it is at this point now, whenever you're watching it. But on the same token, I've taught many people and I've seen many things, watched many things, believed many things, and figured out that most of it's bullshit. And my job is to make sure that you understand that hypnosis is a very simple process, a very easy process. And it's overcomplicated by people who wish to sell you lots of different products. And I get that, they're running a business. And also as well, it's taught by incompetence. And what do I mean by that? There are lots of trainers out there that are very good at standing in front of a classroom and preaching, but not very good at performing what they're preaching. And I was one of those, and especially for those people who know that about this certificate here, which is one that says I'm not allowed to perform hypnosis or do anything. And that was with a company called Chrysalis in England, whose trainer taught me like this. And as you lift the hand up on the almond induction. That's right, lift the hand up. That's how I was taught. So I was one of those people that was once stuck, didn't understand hypnosis inductions. My job is on this video is to take you through step by step a very simple formula that will make sure that you do it. And I'm going to cut through a lot of the rubbish. There's going to be an enormous amount of rubbish that I'm going to cut through, especially if you've been to conferences, especially if you've been to hypnosis shows and stuff like that. Now, what happens there is real, but it's not all what it seems to be. So folks, don't forget, tell me where you are in the world. Tell me what your problems are with your hypnosis inductions, and I'll see if I can get through it. I'm going to go through a simple process. And if you utilize this process, it will work. It's guaranteed, right? 99.9% of the time, like your bleach, I'm not going to say 100%, but I'm going to say 99.9% of the time, this is going to happen. I'm going to take you through how to hypnotize. I'm going to show you some of the mechanics behind it, and also as well about putting people back in and bringing people out. We're going to go through that whole process, right? And I'm going to do it all in 45 minutes. So don't forget, like and subscribe. Many of you come to this channel, you watch what I'm doing, but you don't subscribe, so you don't get to see all the other fun stuff that goes on. Okay, and like I said at the bottom, subscribe. And if you want to join the membership, please do, please do. So like we always do, people, let's do a quick shout out on people. For those people that turned up. Oh, I thought we had somebody new there. Sharon, you're over in Carolina. No, yeah, North Carolina. You're in Raleigh, in Raleigh, or it's Raleigh over here. Raleigh in North Carolina. Where are we next? We've got James over in Bulgaria. We've got Mike. Oh, Sharon, you turned up early. Mike over in Portishead. Donna, you're over in Nunney. And Brian, I can't remember where you are now, Brian. I think you're over in you moved. I think you're in Birmingham, aren't you? I don't have to let me know. Eddie, up and Eddie, not on that. Are you getting on that? And then we've got Peter. Hello, mate. Hope you're well, mate, in sunny Durham. Moon Man, hope you're well. Hope you're fine. Mary, hope you're well in Charlotte, in North Carolina. Mandy over in Rill. Moon Man, you're in New York. Astrid over there in Holland. Brian, oh yeah, that's it, Lincoln. I thought I was going to say nearly Coventry then. Lincolnshire, you're a Spalding, that's it, you're a Lincolnshire imp, that was it. And Sarah, Zera, whatever your name is this week, you are there. So the key thing is that we're going to go through it. Don't forget, folks, tell us where you are. Please, if you're watching the replay later, make sure that you tell me where you are in the world and if I can help you later on, because I will always respond as long as it's a common sense approach, not like some of the shite I get on here. Right, let's do this first, right? So one of the key things that I'm going to do, and I've said this before on this channel, but I'm just going to come back to it. Many of you have been taught relaxation. That's right. And just allow yourself to go down that lovely little river and allow yourself to do that. One of the key things that you need to understand about hypnosis is activation of your imagination. That's all it is. Hypnosis is activation of the imagination. As soon as you activate the imagination, everything else falls into place. That's all we're using. All right. We're just using that powerful part of your brain that can conjure up many different images and many different things that can go on in there. We're not going to go scientific because I'm not scientific, and I don't believe, well, I believe that if people want to do it, they can do it, but on the same token, it doesn't help me at the coalface. I'm giving you genuine stuff that you can use at the coalface. If you don't understand what that means, in the therapy room. Most of you are taught how to be relaxer therapists. You're all taught how to be relaxers, and I don't want your clients to relax. That's it. Now, first top tip of the day is not to forget that hypnosis is not a state of relaxation. Hypnosis is hypnosis. Relaxation is a byproduct. I don't need relaxation to get hypnosis. So if you're wrapping your clients up on your little beds and sitting there and snugging them up and putting heat blankets on, that's lovely, but it's not a necessity. It's just something that's going to confuse the situation even further. All right. Because trying to cook your own clients on a bed is not what I'm into. Anyway, so the key thing is that remember that hypnosis is hypnosis, relaxation is relaxation. I do not need relaxation to get hypnosis. I need hypnosis to get hypnosis. So let me explain. Most of you, when you are talking about hypnosis inductions, are talking about relax, 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 relax. That is not going to cut the mustard in hypnosis. You must change your vocab to this. Hypnosis, 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 hypnosis. And in a moment that hypnosis, and that hypnosis, your hypnosis will travel up your arms, into the back of your neck, over the top of your head, hit the top of your eyelids, and that hypnosis will make your eyelids shut. Now, that simple thing there, there's two things I need to bring up that I've just mentioned there. Hypnosis, 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 hypnosis. The word hypnosis conjures up hypnosis straight away. That's a fact. If you're wearing a t-shirt, if you're wearing a jacket that says hypnosis on, your shop window says hypnosis, you're going to a stage hypnotist show, or whatever it is that says hypnosis, you will get people to go, oh, straight away. They'll want to know if they're interested in hypnosis, they're going to come across. That conjuring up, that little bit there is what you're looking for. Remember, hypnosis is about activation of the imagination. That's all it is. So once hypnosis is fired off and triggered off, and once you start using that word, you will then send hypnosis through. Now, we know that hypnosis may not be the right word, but in a modern world, people know what hypnosis is. If we went back to Braid and all that lot, when they didn't have the internet, then they wouldn't have known. They were less educated. But on the same token, in a modern world, most people in the Western world and any country I've ever been to, especially like Nepal and the stuff around there, because I've hypnotized in Nepal, up Everest and all that type of stuff, they understand what hypnosis is, right? So by using the word hypnosis, it triggers off this activation inside, okay? Just got to say hello to these two because you both rolled out of bed at the same time. All right, Pikey. All right, Roger. Well, both ex-military boys of mine. Hope you're well, boys. Hypnosis, hypnosis, hypnosis. So if you're using the word relaxation, remove the word relaxation out and stick hypnosis in. I want you to use hypnosis like you're a demented, I don't know, hypnotist. And I really want you to start doing that. So for instance, when I'm doing my pre-talks, let me roll onto this because it will all make sense. In my pre-talk, my pre-talk is all about hypnosis, 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 hypnosis. Why is the pre-talk so important? You cannot, and here's one thing that I'm going to say now. If you go to conferences, if you go to stage shows, if you go to events or training, and I'm very, very keen to point this out on my training. If you are any event like that, the pre-talk is already done. So when you see hypnotists just go sleep, 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 it's not because they're It's not because they're not good. Well, it's not because they're not good. It's because the work has already been done. People are at a hypnosis convention, hypnosis conference, hypnosis show. They are going to a hypnotherapist that they've watched on YouTube. The word hypnosis is already done. So your pre-talk, the work that you need to do prior to the client going into that mechanical induction type thing, right, has to be done. And it has to be hypnosis, hypnosis, hypnosis. I've said this and I'll say it again. I will offer any top hypnotist around the world, right? I'll offer them 10 grand straight off to come out with me, and I will video it, and we will walk around a city in England, and I will point to a person. They're not allowed to say anything to them. They've got to walk up to them, grab their hand and shout sleep. Any hypnotist, doesn't matter whether you're Paul McKenna, Darren Brown, it doesn't matter whether you're any of the top hypnotists in America, in UK, in Australia, New Zealand, in Europe, wherever you are in the world, there has to be an element of pre-talk. Your stage show, you buy a ticket, you know you're going to a show. That activation of the imagination's already kicked up. You're going to a hypnotist, hypnotherapist. That activation of the imagination's already fired off because you've already booked your ticket to go in. Same as at a convention. You know it's going to happen at a convention, all right? So you're already geared up. So when you see trainers at the front of the room just going sleep, 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 it's not because they're magical. They've got this special ability. They just know the room's cooked already. The room is cooked. The conference is cooked. You can walk up to anyone in a bloody conference and do it, right? It's just why people don't explain it. I don't ever know. The reason that I'm telling you this and the reason I'm letting you know is because I'm very keen on that in my training to point out that the failings of what's happening and what's really going on. Why? Because I was the hypnotherapist, I was the hypnotist that was left lying on the floor thinking, I can't do this. I can't do it. I can't do it. This whole hand drop induction, and I can't do this hand take thing, and I can't do this whole fucking eye lock bullshit either. Because it wasn't set up properly. I wasn't setting it up properly. Let me just go into this. This is what I always teach let me just go through some of these. I begin using the word relaxation or relax, slowly drop it, then relax into your hypnosis. Yeah, but the point is there is a transition, all right? But I never use the word relaxation because I would say 80% of my work is eyes open anyway. So we go about that. How do you explain those people who go into hypnosis courses and yet still don't go into hypnosis? They are either not at threshold, or have got stuff that they don't want to deal with in front of many people. Many times, Matt, that's happened to me, where I've had people that have come on a course, I've said, come to the front, we'll sort it out, and they won't come to the front because they don't want to do it in a public arena. They don't want to be embarrassed in a public arena, or they just don't get it yet. Don't forget that when people come on hypnosis courses with me, I'm teaching them to be great hypnotists, not great hypnotees. I'm a shit hypnotee. I really am. I can go in, and I've done it before, and I'll go in, but I'm not one of the easiest ones on the planet. Do you know what I mean? To go into hypnosis. So that's down to threshold. This is down to threshold, and also as well, whether the threshold, do they really want to go into hypnosis? Do they really want to make change? The other one as well is that do they want to do it and perform this in front of a class? Not many people know, because a lot of people know they've got a lot of burden and bullshit that's going on in the background. They don't want to offload in front of a classroom, especially, and you've seen it happen on my classes, Matt, where people really do detonate and let go of a lot. They don't want to do it in public. So there's a lot of things going on as well. Only once have I ever had one person turn up and being awkward, and that was in Toronto when I was with Mike Mandel. He just wanted to be there to be an arse, and me and Mike knew that straight away. I was told beforehand he was going to be an arse. So I hope that answers the question. So the key thing is hypnosis. So let me just go through this for you. I prepared this earlier. Where's my banner's gone? Oh, there we go, here. Okay. Now, let me just go through this for you now. Okay. Explain, demonstrate, imitate, perform. Now, Explain, demonstrate, imitate, perform. If you do this and you follow this simple thing, which is a teaching strategy, EDIP, for those people that are qualified, that have ever done any teacher training or anything like that. If you just follow this simple explanation of explain, demonstrate, imitate, perform, explain it, demonstrate what you're going to do, get them to imitate it and then perform it, it works far better. Now, I'm not disputing that you can do it quicker, but if you are new or struggling, this is a brilliant way of doing it, okay? Now, a lot of people, when they come to me for my hypnosis and hypnotherapy, they're already in that mindset. Why? Because of this, YouTube. They've watched me on YouTube. Anyone goes to book in with me, 90% of my clients come from YouTube. They're all from YouTube, all right? I do very, very little marketing with Facebook or any other thing, Google or anything like that. I have no necessity to, because this serves a purpose. That's why I keep telling you lot to do it, because it's part of your explain. All right, part of your explain. Okay, so let me just go through this briefly for you. Explain, demonstrate, imitate, perform. Most of my clients will turn up and do this straight away. Boom, gone. Why? Because they've watched this channel. We all know hypnosis inductions are the end of the process. If that one's just thrown a sprocket in your head, then let me just say that again. The hypnosis induction is the end of the process, not the start of the process. It is the end of the process, not the start of the process. Let me explain. Your EDIP, your explanation, is where it starts. The demonstration, you don't have to do this, but I'm just giving it to you. This is how I teach newbies, which is fundamentally changed the way I teach people, and it helps people. In my explanation, that's when I do the left and the right hemisphere. If you've never seen it, I will put a video at the end of this that explains the left and the right hemisphere, left for logic, right for emotion. If there's conflict between the emotion and the intellect, the emotion will always win. All of that part there is explain. In that as well, I will put in there, I will put in the explain element. I will put in there about hypnosis, a pure state of focus. Hypnosis is merely just a pure state of focus. And if you want to, we don't have to work with your eyes closed. If you watch some of my work, I'm actually working eyes open most of the time, because as Jonathan Chase always used to put it across, God bless him, is that hypnosis is not a state of eyelids. That is something that I will always carry with me, and something that really drastically changed the way that I did that. Let me go through it. Explanation. How you explain what you're about to do to your client. In my world, YouTube does it for me. For you, I've taught you all the left and right hemisphere, the spherical ball. I'll do it at the very end. I'll put it at the very end. So for those people who've never seen it, you can watch it. But that's part of the explain, that hypnosis is a pure state of focus. That's something that you will do naturally, that you go into naturally. So my job is to really just to amplify it, to build up that confidence, in what I'm doing and how I'm going to do it, to build up that confidence, the prestige. Remember, what we're doing is a performance. Everything that we do in this is a performance. Whether you like that or not, whether you call yourself an advanced clinical, a clinically advanced, or I don't know what you want to call yourself this week, but if you do that explanation at the very beginning, part of your pre-talk, that hypnosis, in a moment, we're going to do this. All right. Let me just write that down, because I've just got to do something in a moment for you. I've just done it again. Explain what you're now going to do and what hypnosis is. Explain. Then I go to demonstrate. For anyone who's ever watched this channel before, I could sit there and make, funny enough, this no nails, there's not a public, I'm not making any money off of no nails. I could take that, this Sudafed bottle, my medals, what else? Doesn't matter. These fucking mints, right? These mints here, right? I could turn that into my mobile phone. I could turn all of those objects into a hypnosis induction if I explain. If I explain it properly, any of those can be a hypnosis induction. Remember, The hypnosis induction is the end of the process, not the start. If that's going to start breaking your coconut, we're going to go even further down the rabbit hole. Explain what you're about to do, explain what hypnosis is, and then move on to demonstrate. I always use Maggie fingers unless there is a real reason why I can't, like amputations or arthritis or motor neuron or anything like that stops them from doing it. It's only a convincer anyway. The point being is that with the magnetic fingers induction, I explain it, I then demonstrate it to the client. So let me just clarify something I wrote down a moment ago. I've just done it again. In a moment, building up the expectation and belief. In a moment, you are going to copy me. You are going to copy me. In a moment, you're going to copy me. And in a moment, I'm going to take you through that process. And you will notice that hypnosis happen. So in a moment, you will copy me. I'll show you first. You're going to put your hands together like so, with the heels nice and tight together like that. Interlock the fingers like so. You're going to bring your hands up like so. Bring your forefingers out like so. Separate your fingers. And then what's going to happen is you're going to focus in between your fingers. And as you focus in between your fingers, the hypnosis, your hypnosis, will pull your fingers together. The hypnosis will travel down your arms, into the back of your neck, over the top of your head, trickle down your forehead, and the hypnosis will hit the top of your eyelids. Ready? That's the demonstrate. All I'm doing is explaining to the client before we go down the rabbit hole what we're now going to do. And I've already started the process. Hypnosis, 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 hypnosis. In a moment, it's going to happen to you. Already I've triggered it. Explain it, left and right hemisphere. Demonstrate it. In a moment, this is going to happen. 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 That's going to happen. Very simple. I'm telling the client what's going to happen. Remember, they're already in a state of hypnosis already because they're coming to a hypnosis convention, conference, a therapeutic intervention, or they're coming in for anything like that. Their imagination's already activated. My job now is to merely to just trigger it. That's why I'm saying the hypnosis induction is the end of the process, not the start. Any lunatic out there that thinks any differently needs to really go to 7-Eleven or Tesco's, all right, whatever it is. But on the same token, if you understand that the induction is the end of the process, you will become an absolute blinding hypnotist. That's a fact. Right. The point being is, if we explain it, we educate them. If we demonstrate it, by the time you get to this part here, imitate it, they're already cooked. And no doubt they will go. But let me just go through this again. Explain. Left and right hemisphere, subconscious, unconscious, fight, flight, freeze, blah, 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 blah. If you don't understand what I'm talking about, I will put the video at the end for you to explain that part there. I haven't got enough time to do it now. Left and right hemisphere, blah, 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 like that. In a moment, we're going to do this. You're going to do this, 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 and then you're going to do this. This is part of the hypnosis. And that hypnosis, your hypnosis, will pull your fingers together. The hypnosis will travel up your arms, into the back of your neck, over the top of your head, trickle down your forehead, and hit the top of your eyelids. That hypnosis, your hypnosis, will happen. Are you ready to go into hypnosis? That is a vital point, because at that point, you're testing. Now, we're not going to go into hypnosis just yet, because we've got one more phase left. But on the same token, you can start to calibrate with your client. Explain it, demonstrate it. Are you ready to go into hypnosis? Just to check. You could do the check here, you could do the check here, you could do the check here, you could do the check there. It doesn't really matter. But I like to throw it in roughly midway to make sure that we're there. Are you ready to go in hypnosis? Are you ready to go in hypnosis now? How many of you are nodding right now? How many of you are nodding right now with the compliance I just sent through the screen? That's right. Interested in the comments to see if you're nodding right now and smirking and thinking, you bastard. Yeah. So, Mike, I'll come back to you in a minute. So explain, demonstrate, imitate, perform. We're now at imitate. Okay. You're very well, Mewish. Is it Mewish? Okay. So, oh, wrong one. I was going to put this up. There we go. There. Right. So there we go. Don't forget, people, if you're joining us and you've not liked and subscribed, please like and subscribe to the channel. It does help me, and I love coming out, and there's no point doing it if I'm not getting anything for it, because I do get paid for this shit. See, some of you are missing out on a little thing here, aren't you, really? So we've explained it. We've demonstrated what's now going to happen. We're now going to imitate it. We're going to get the client to do what you're now going to do. So what I want you to do now is copy me. Put your hands together like that. How many of you just put your hands together? Because I've built the compliance in already. I've been building up that compliance. With some of your hands just went like that, and some of you are probably still nodding, and some of you just went to do that. The idea is the compliance is built in. The explain and demonstrate is built the compliance in. Imitate. You get the client to copy you. What I want you to do now is I want you to do this. I want you to do this. I want you to do this. I want you to do that. Separate your fingers and just watch the tips of your fingers. And it's hypnosis pulling your fingers together now. And that hypnosis will go down your fingertips into your arms, into the back of your neck, over the top of your head. And that hypnosis will trickle down your eyes and hit the top of your eyelids now. So explain it, demonstrate it, explain the scenario, demonstrate what's now going to happen, get the client to imitate you and reinforce what you're doing. Reinforce it, keep reinforcing it. All we're doing is reinforcing all the time. And now we get to perform it. Once the client has indicated they are ready to go, they want this, bang, we're off. Now, it's taken me 27 minutes to explain. It will take me roughly 3-4 minutes to do. And what I'm going to ask you to do is take away what I've given you tonight. I've not finished it, by the way. What I'm going to do is ask you to take away what I've given you tonight and formulate your own plan. Figure out your own explanation. Do the demonstration you wish to. I always use Maggie fingers. It's easy, so easy. You don't need the hypnosis inductions are just, I don't bother with them. I can teach you a million hypnosis inductions. Imitate and then perform. Guys, leave a comment. Let me know if I'm making sense, and I'm prepared to take questions. In fact, I'm just going to pause for a moment to answer this question for Mike. While I'm waiting for questions, and if any compliance happened, were people nodding? Did people come along with me on that journey? Is it making sense? Am I talking absolute rubbish? I couldn't care less. But on the same token there, Mike, in Porter's Ed, my wife is seeing her first client tomorrow. She's a naturopathic nutrition student and watches your live videos with myself weekly. Oh, hello. Are there any tips you give her that she can implement? First off, your client does not know what you're going to do. So if you make a mistake, plow on. First tip. The second tip is to make sure that the client is at threshold. Does the client really want to be here? Does the client really want to be here? Now, this is going to really cook some people and their coconuts. A lot of people that come to you do not want to get better. Let me just repeat that. A lot of people that come to you do not want to get better. They don't want it. They want you as an excuse. So you have to check for threshold. Does the client really, really want to be there? This is why, especially in the United Kingdom, in the NHS, we see a lot of people that have been in therapy, especially in the National Health Service, that have been, I've been in therapy for 2 years with the National Health Service and it's never done anything. No, because you've got no skin in the game. You don't really want it. You want to keep off work because you're a lazy bastard. The amount of police officers and ambulance and fire people that I work with just desperately want to stay off work to get their pension because they're sick and tired of going into work, but they still want the pension at the end of it. They'll go along and they'll go for counselling for 2 years. knowing full well they don't want to change. I honestly, and I've said it before on this channel, I've had people before that have turned up. And it's like that scene in Life of Brian. If you've never seen Monty Python Life of Brian, look for the leper sketch, right? The one where he's talking to the leper. Half a denarii for me old life story, where he doesn't want to get better. The leper doesn't want to get better because it's his business. He makes money out of being a woeful little bastard. And but on the same token, if you look at the Monty Python leper sketch in Life of Brian, there when he says half a denarii for my own for my old story, I was minding my own business as a leper, and Jesus came along and cured me, not so much as a by your leave. Like Jesus has just cured him of leprosy, and he's upset with him because now he hasn't got a livelihood and he's got to get off his arse and work. Now that is a funny sketch, but on the same token, still works in today's world. Some people do not want it. They do not want you to fix them because they need to carry on with their narrative of, oh, woe is me. They've got that. You get that. All right. So you've got that to consider. And the other thing as well is that time. That's what I'm going to tell you now. The fourth bit's there. Time is of great essence to you. I can sit there. For those people that ever come on my courses, I will sit there for 20, 25 minutes and not say anything to the client and probably get better results than some of you that talk all the way through your sessions. That's a fact. I will probably get more results in a session by not saying anything compared to some of you that talk all the time. A therapist can be the biggest blockage to powerful change than you've ever seen in your life. You just don't understand that therapists can impede the therapeutic intervention by wanting to stick their own oar in it, to stick their own bullshit into it. The best thing is silence and just sitting there. And if you're I knew he was going to come up. The art of hush, the art of just learning and having the confidence to sit there and go, let go of it now. Because it will work. The art of just being quiet, the art and having that confidence, that self-belief of just sit there, sit back. So if they were the 4 tips I'm going to give people to start off with, that would be it. Your client doesn't know, if something goes wrong, just plow through it. Be quiet. Have belief in yourself. That's really where you want to be with it. All right. There we go. Thank you. If it's making sense, please leave a comment. If I'm not making sense, then let me know, because I'm going to go through the whole process again with you in a moment. In a moment was what I was going to say, by the way, while I just come back to paper. In a moment, building up that expectation. In a moment, you're going to let go. In a moment, you're going to feel that hypnosis. In a moment, that powerful sensation is going to go through your body. In a moment, that pressure cooker is going to blow and it'll let all that out. In a moment is such a powerful word. Let me come back to this. Carl, do you have any advice, tips for clients who do emotion detox and kinetic shift and initially have 2-3 fantastic days and then feel angry, emotional? Yeah. Now, here's one thing for you, is that you will always have, when people come out of your sessions, always have this tremendous spike. Then you have this like depression. It's like a heartbeat monitor, Peter. The way that I always look at it is that you get these moments of buying. Yeah, I'm fucking top of the world. Brilliant. Yeah, amazing. Yeah. And then drop down. And then they come back and then they level off. You'll always find that. So you'll always find, it doesn't matter what you're doing, they come along, bang, euphoria, boom, depression, back up, and then come back in. It's like a little heartbeat, mate. I've always noticed that. It's like a little heartbeat. So I hope that helps. The other thing as well is making sure you avoid a void. If you take things out, make sure if you take shit out, you put more shit back in, good shit back in, right? So make sure that well-being, that love, that joy, that happiness. I've worked with special forces guys, I work with counter-terrorism guys, and I couldn't give a shit. They all do it. They all get a bit of that. bit of, make sure you take care of yourself. That inner love, that inner joy, that inner happiness that you've been missing can start to spark now. Doesn't matter who it is. Make sure that you replace it and anchor it well. Every time you see the colors red, yellow, green, blue, pink, white, or black, that little inner giggle, that little inner smile, that bit you've been missing, there can come back. And that's what I would say as well. So look out for the heartbeat. It's like a little heartbeat. So it goes up, euphoria, drops down, a little bit of depression, spike back up, come back along, and then go again. Have a look at that in your sessions. Watch what happens. And don't forget, another top tip is, don't forget, your client may not know that they've made the changes. It's the people around them. So always get verification, or get them to get verification off of people that are nearest and dearest around them, because they'll be like that. Yeah, I didn't give up smoking. I didn't give up smoking because of the hypnotist. I just gave up. And the family are like that. What the fuck are you on about? You know, you've been smoking for 4 years. I've had it done to me. Yeah, it wasn't a hypnotist. Yeah, they did it last week. Because you'll get that with stop smokers as well. They'll have the session with you, and then 2 days later, they're like, you know, they've been smoking for 2 days, then they stop. So sometimes your client will not see the change. That's another important thing to take on board as well. All right. I hope that answers the question. Let me know. I know a copper who's been off for 2 years with PTSD. I suggested we have a chat to see if we could help him. He continues, yeah, he will do. He will do. I'll tell you for why, mate, because they want the pension. They want the pension. I'm not disputing there aren't people out there that just are broken because of the broken system we've got and the way that the public treat them. And I'm talking about UK. I'm not talking about anywhere else. We treat our emergency services like shit, all of them. But on the same token, you know, that's the way it is. But on the same token, the system's in place. I need to be cautious because of things that go on in the background with me and things that I do. But let me just say that what the police have in place isn't fit for purpose. But there's a little part of me inside that just wants to say the things that are put in place for police, for ambo, for fire, for emergency services personnel, especially in England, and I know in America, and I know in Canada, are not fit for purpose because too many people have got cushy jobs and they won't let the fuckers up. That's it. Right, fuck it. There's people out there that have got jobs that they're not prepared to look outside of their scope because of poor education, because they've got a nice cushy job and they're finishing off their last 3-4 years and they don't want to change anything. All right. And that's what happens. People suffer because a group of people have got themselves a nice cushy job. And if they change that cushy job, it would fucking screw them over. Even though I choose to, but it's the same in all of them. You know, it doesn't matter really. It's about education. It's about education. And I've done it loads of times. I've worked behind the scenes on some of the most horrific jobs that you see on the national news and all that type of stuff. I've done all that. And I still have in the background been working with people that have been involved in some of the most serious incidents you'll watch on your television all day long. But some people just don't want to change because of financial reasons, mate. I'm going completely on a tangent, and that's another story for another day, but I hope that does answer your question. Some people don't want to change because they don't want to go back to work anymore because the job is broken. And they don't want to go back to work, so they spend 2 years on therapy, and they just leave them in therapy, and they don't give a shit. And that's not all representatives, I'd like to point out. Cheers, Marcel. Cheers, Pete. Any more questions? Right. So let me, well, I've just been on that little tangent and lost a lot of fucking work. Explain. Left and right hemisphere, a little bit in the middle, fight, flight, freeze. How you think that the brain works. How you think the brain works. What you think's happening in hypnosis. Remember, we do not know what hypnosis is. All these people are pontificating around telling you X, Y, Z. Well, that's all well and good, but the bloke who's just turned up with anxiety doesn't really need to know your bullshit story. All right. So I'm interested in coalface stuff, not sitting there in an office playing with Matoja type thing. Right. So there we go. Or primary gain. Most people call it primary gain. The reason it's called primary gain is because everything is primary. When people do anything, it's primary gain. Secondary gain is what most books read, but it's actually primary. It's a semantic, but on the same token with there. So let me just come back, do this one, and I'm going to come back on track. Sometimes personal health issues become part of their identity. Yeah, it is. Where you look at Maslow's hierarchy of needs, if you look at that with identity, my depression, my arthritis instead of the depression, yeah, they internalize it as though it's theirs. You know, it's my depression. It's my. I'm going to come to a story in a moment. I've told it before on this channel, but I'm going to come to it. Really, really did change the way that I work. Right. In fact, do this now. Owning it, the client owning it, my depression, my anxiety. Many years ago, it was about 10 years ago now, I was working at home and a lady turned up and she says, I've got anxiety. I'm on about 30, 40 different pills a day. You can't remember what it is. She sounds like she's rattling every time she moves because she's taking so many pills. Anyway, we do the session. During the session, right? You'll love this. During the session, she comes out, she goes, I fucking hate him. I fucking hate my husband. I was like, oh, okay. She goes, it's him. I said, oh, really? I said, I don't know what to say about that. And she said, yeah, it's him. She goes, oh, all this shit is him and I need to own it. So we did a little bit of ego strengthening, a little bit of powering it up and making her feel I can go home and I can deal with my own shit rather than getting not emotionally beaten up, I should say, not physically, emotionally torn apart all the time. So a couple of days later, she tells him to fuck off. Simple as. She phones me up. The girl phones me up and says, I've kicked him out. I feel absolutely amazing. After 15 years, I feel absolutely amazing. Brilliant. I'm on top of the world, Carl. Week later, she phones me up. Carl, I feel absolutely amazing. On top of the world. Brilliant. I feel brilliant about myself. You know, I feel empowered. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Brilliant. Happy days. Next phone call is her mum. Like that. Hiya. Yeah, I'm phoning up about, can't remember what her name was now, about Isabel. Let's just say that, right? Isabel. I said, yeah, okay, yeah, she's doing really well. She goes, well, she might do in your fucking eyes. I was like, that. Well, what do you mean by that? She goes, she might be in your eyes, but she's gone and ruined everybody else's lives. And I went, oh, pray tell, let's talk about it, because at the end of the day, she's telling me that she's got rid of her boyfriend. She went, do you not realize that I go round there every day and sort her pills out in the morning and in the evening? I sort all her pills out for her. Now she doesn't need me. She's gone to the doctors and told me she doesn't need them. I said, wait a minute. So you're telling me that you want your daughter to be depressed, anxiety, and in a shit relationship just to keep you in a fucking job? I'm going to report you. I said, go report me then. So go report me to this email address, and that's the governing body, and that was my company. So she sent me an email telling me that she was reporting me to me. So I just sent back an email saying, thanks very much, we're looking into it. So anyway, one of those things. But the key thing is that you've got to look for that gain. Whose gain is getting it from it? The mother in that case wanted to keep her daughter suppressed, to keep her, my poor daughter, she needs me. My daughter needs me. My daughter needs me to come around. I don't give a shit that by a simple change that we can make her feel better. I need my needs. That's what happened. But that is a true story. The mum got an arse on because I fixed her daughter. I reckon only women and mothers can tell me the answer to that question. Anyway, am I answering any questions? Because I'm going to knock this on the head in a moment. Explain it. Left and right hemispheres. However you're going to explain what's going to go on, whatever your hypnosis is, explain it, explain it, explain it, explain it, explain this. All right? Explain what's going to go on. Then demonstrate the hypnosis induction of your choice to them. Demonstrate it, okay? Demonstrate what's going to go on. Demonstrate how the thing's going to happen with hypnosis, 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 hypnosis. Head to boo, back to boo, bar. And in a moment, you're going to do this. Get them to imitate you. Do this, do this, do this, do this. Your fingers will come together and the hypnosis will come up your arms, into the back of your neck, over the top of your head, and that hypnosis will travel down your arms. Now we perform it. Are you ready to go into hypnosis now? Most of you are sitting there waiting to do it now, aren't you? Because I built the compliance up. Then go for it. Wait a bit. Bada-bap. 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 Ooh. Down your arms, into the back of your neck, over the top of your head. Trickle down your forehead. Allow that hypnosis to take you on a mystical, magical, powerful journey right now. If you did just wander off into hypnosis, 3, 2, 1, open your eyes and be the best hypnotist you could ever be. My friends, does that help you? What do you call it then? Narcissistic bastard is one thing. Control freak. Yeah, you have to take all that into consideration. You will have people. You'll have family members that are absolutely destructive, and that they'll want to control the scenario. That's part and parcel of what we do. Don't forget, folks, to join the YouTube channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you've enjoyed what we're doing tonight. And I hope I've helped you. Put a comment in the box if I have. If I haven't, go find somebody else to go irritate on social media. But yeah, you know, I know that took 45 minutes to explain it and to go through some process and some answers, some questions. But on the same token, I would strongly suggest that you look at that. Especially if you're a newbie, explain, demonstrate it, imitate it, perform it. It'll only take you 3 minutes. It took me 45 minutes to explain it, but it'll take you 3 or 4 minutes to go through the process. But you cannot walk up to somebody in the street. If you watch somebody at a conference and they're just smashing people out left, right, and center, it's just part and parcel of what you're doing at a conference. The pre-talk's already done. The pre-talk's already done. You don't have to worry about it, to be brutally honest, because the pre-talk's done. So, you know. And just a quick one, people. Let me just come out of here. I have got some courses coming up very soon, and if you would like to join me in person, and there are more coming up, so people in Las Vegas and stuff like that, if you are interested in joining us in Las Vegas, I've got 2 events in Las Vegas this year, a couple in the UK. I'm just going to put some things up there for the UK one. I have got a UK one coming up very soon in January. All depends when you're watching this, but we're going live on December the 2nd, I think, is at the moment. But on the same token, the link that I've just put in there will give you to all events that I've got coming up in future, but going on there. But if you want to come hands-on hypnosis and you want to come watch, that's the key thing. You can do all the online courses, people, but it's about that bit there. That's what you're looking for. I'll just put the link in there. Any more questions? Have you got any more questions? Have you enjoyed yourself the evening? Have I given you something to walk away with that tangible that you can do? The only thing that is tangible in hypnosis, because everything else isn't. And don't forget, if you're like Eddie, who's in the green, if you look at Eddie's there, he's got a little S on it. That means that he's a member. And if I just go to, Donna's not got a little S because she's not a member. I'm not trying to say anything. Or Astrid, you know, at the end of the day, Peter's a member. Astrid's not a member. So let's go down member shaming, shall we? Oh, Marcel. Oh, Pikey, I've only known you 30 odd years, mate, and you can't even subscribe to my channel. Do you know what I mean? But yeah. No, you can do. If you wish to, you can join the membership site and get all the hidden videos behind the scenes and watch what we're up to. And don't forget, if you want to do any training or certification with me and you can't make it to any of my events, go to www.hypnotist.live and you can go get all these certifications with me and join all my support network groups as well and do all that type of stuff. All right. There we go there. Oh, look at that. Merry Christmas. So if you're watching this in August, yeah, most therapists are nuts. I'm joking. Yeah, and no doubt we'll have some more lives than that before Christmas anyway. In 2020, what are we in now? 2024. Oh my God. So there we go there. So yeah, there we go. And yes, Astrid, yes. But there we go. So but yeah, if you want to come with me and do any certifications, do that. If you want to go learn more with me on YouTube, do that. And if you wish to come with me on a little bit of a journey and meet me in person, go to hypnoticmasterminds.co.uk, and then you will be able to see the online course, all the courses that will be with me. All right. And you can get down and watch some of the freaky shit that I get up to, because it is. And, you know, taking out the bullshit. That's what I like doing. Like removing all of the rubbish out of what people do. Hypnosis is easy, made hard by idiots. Remember that. And if anyone tells you about scripts, my friends, that's not hypnosis. If anyone's teaching with scripts, it's not hypnosis. My friends, I'm going to love you and leave you. I'm going to disappear now. And what's going to happen next is I'll catch up with you next week, and we'll do another live. And I'm hoping to do a live session with somebody. So if anyone's watching right now and you're one of the last people watching and you want to do a session, drop me an email at hypnoticmasterminds.co.uk. And then I should be able to book you in, and we can do a live session if you want to do that. So you want to do that. My friends, I'm going to love you and leave you. Go out there, my friends, into this crazy, crazy world. Go out there and go practice, 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 practice. And when you finish practicing, go practice some more. Genuinely, that's the best way to be a best hypnotist. My friends, be safe out there. Much love to you and your family and friends. Be safe. Go out there. Go enjoy your hypnosis. And don't forget, keep it simple. Auf Wiedersehen, bienvenue, and au revoir. Take care. See you next week. Don't forget, like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Bye.